Well, hello everyone. You have right here. I'm talking about understanding about gameplay whenever it comes to video games here, and you see this right here. I'm talking about Grand Theft Auto Vice City right here, and you see this right here of this helicopter, scene right here, and everybody might even say is toward it whenever you do purchase the game of Grand Theft Auto Vice City, or if it was San Andreas, or if it was Grand Theft Auto 5, but still that during the gameplay that you begin to learn as toward, oh yeah, a few things that you look forward to playing, like using. I say is especially whenever it came to being able to fly a helicopter, and then also riding the mopeds on the beach, and then other things that you're able to do, and plus whenever it comes to understanding the storyline and everything, but still, that understanding about whenever it comes to flying the helicopters right here. And you see this right here, I'm talking about with the helicopter though, and everybody might say is toward, yeah, that, so if you were to zoom in really close into the helicopter right there, and people may want to know too is toward, yeah, that, do you even notice maybe a couple of things that could be wrong, with what's going on with the helicopter here? Is that knowing about whenever you do look in the helicopter, that you're thinking is toward, oh, okay, yeah, that, whenever you first start playing the game, that the first thing that you notice is that, yeah, you can fly helicopters, and also you can see the helicopters, but your warners toward it, yeah, well, have you noticed that maybe if there is no pilot inside the police helicopter, and people may say is toward, okay, there is no pilot, so that's why that I went and took the time to sketch in the pilots right here. You can see right here that I drew the pilots right here, and everybody might say, yeah, they look a little bit like football players inside the helicopter right there. You get to look like football players or something flying the helicopter, but whenever you do play the game, that you would notice that the helicopter pilot, it's like, yeah, well, the helicopter pilot is actually, he's missing. It's like, yeah, he's not there, and so Papermate 102 is toward it. During the whole gameplay, you're thinking is toward if you were to zoom in and try to zoom in with, like if you were to actually take a telescopic sight the sniper rifle and trying to zoom in into the cockpit, so that way you can try to find the pilot in there. And Papermate 102 is toward, yeah, well, we actually see that the pilot right there, but still, that you're thinking is toward, okay, yeah, you're trying to zoom in so that we can find the pilot. You'll find the guy, you'll fly in the helicopter and find out that he's not there. So that's why I went and sketch it in right there. You see the sketch right here, and so in case if anybody's wondering too is toward it, a couple things about the game that maybe that if you notice that about Rockstar Games is that whenever this game was released, that you notice maybe a couple things about the game that you kind of like question about that in your 102 is to where, yeah, you can fly a helicopter, but still it a number of things that I noticed about the game that before you came so far into the game is toward knowing about whenever you could fly the helicopter, and whenever you were able to find a helicopter and everything, that you're warned toward it. Yeah, well, we can't see the guy in the helicopter whenever zooming into a telescopic sight of the sniper rifle, and a couple of things that you know is wrong about the game. But still, did you see this right here? You got right here is a spotlight detail right there, but you're flying around the city and all that, but still, that how many of us who are going maybe 102 is toward that whenever you first start playing the game, that you look really closely at something, and people 102 is toward, oh, okay, yeah, that, so if you were to be playing the game of GTA Vice City right here, that you're thinking is toward, oh, okay, yeah, really good graphics, and maybe more advanced missions and also features and other sorts of settings or something like that. But still, that talking about right here is that whenever you look really closely at something in your 102 is toward it, that hey, that whenever you do fly a helicopter right here, learning about how to fly the helicopter and in places where you go, during the gameplay of flying a helicopter right here. But everybody might want to know too is toward it. What are the things that you would maybe find wrong whenever it comes to during the gameplay right there? And people may want to know too is toward, okay, yeah, it's a pretty good game overall, but I noticed a few Easter eggs right here, but still, that you're thinking is toward if you were to zoom in really closely right here at the helicopter, and you're thinking is toward, okay, yeah, that you know, do you even think is too is to where if there's one-way glass in there or not, or like everybody might say is toward, okay, yeah, that 102 about the helicopter right here. Do we see anything about vigilante missions or something like that in there, or anything about is toward, yeah, that during the whole time that you're playing the game of Vice City right here, and you're thinking is toward it that yeah, you can hear the radio and listen to the radio right there, but still that PIPME 102 is toward it. Yeah, well, whenever you do if you're playing the game, and let's just say if you're not inside the helicopter, if you're not flying the helicopter, and 102 is toward it, yeah, the game was actually programmed toward you were to be your own pilot, so you would figure it out toward how you would be able to steal the helicopter. And so there's a rope that comes down right here, but U102 is toward it. Why is it that we can't see the guy flying the helicopter, from the distance? And as they say, is toward it, yeah. The Rockstar Games that we all know for sure. The Rockstar Games would probably say is toward it, yeah. Well, that is something that that we didn't quite notice, from before, and so that's why it seems that way. Toward it, you look at certain similar things, and people 102 is toward it. Yeah, well, there is nobody flying a helicopter, and you would have to figure it out toward how you would be able to get the helicopter. And so I know with me though that whenever I first start playing the game, that the very first thing that I want to try to think about is that for where you would be able to find a helicopter and be able to fly a helicopter. But in case of anybody's worries toward it, don't if you were to try to find a guy, you'll find the pilot inside the helicopter, because that your chances are that the pilot is not there, and that's why you would have to think about is to go ahead and draw the picture in there where you think that you'll be able to see the helicopter pilot right there. But everybody might say that, why do you think that you would want to try to find a helicopter pilot to begin with? Well, still, that I think that it would be good graphics, and if you could find a helicopter pilot, and people may say that if you could zoom in and try to find it and spot the pilot, so that way. But everybody would want to know too is toward it that yeah, during the gameplay though, you would think that you would be able to zoom in and spot the pilot, so you can easily shoot the pilot, shoot the helicopter down or whichever. But in case of World 102 is toward it, yeah. During the whole gameplay, by the way, that you would maybe think that is toward it would be kind of interesting to know about, yeah, you were to try to spot the pilot so that way you could shoot like, well, the pilot's not there. So since the pilot's not there, you begin to wonder to go about the questions toward, okay, yeah, so you go ahead and figure it out about how you'll be able to fly the helicopter, since knowing that it's a robotically controlled helicopter, and knowing it is to where if you were to catch that that Easter egg right there toward it, hey, why isn't there a pilot flying a helicopter right there? And like, well, the answer is that yeah, well, you go ahead and figure it out about how to be able to fly the helicopter.